Season 3, Episode 7 of Surreal Estate, titled A Slice of Afterlife, is really, really interesting, and two stories are going on at one time. The main story, we see a couple who keeps moving from place to place, and in 3 years, they've moved 22 times. The reason they went to the Roman Ireland agency is because they know that their kind of expertise is in certain aspects of the supernatural or the paranormal. We find out that the woman is being haunted by her dead mother. The woman is also pregnant, and we see that the history is that the mother kind of abused her daughter, called her names, kind of put bruises on her, kind of just abused her when she was little up until teenage years, and kind of in a way Joan Crawford her in a way, which is a very interesting aspect to this story. And a lot of things are happening, a lot of things are going on. And then you have the underlining second story, a haunted toaster, where we see Susan go and meet with a new couple who have moved into a new home, and this toaster is haunted. And every time they throw it out, put it away, or get rid of it, it always comes back on the counter. But then it pops up a toast, and you see an image on it that kind of predicts what's going to happen to that person, or something is going to end in a bad way. Susan takes the toaster with her, but then it ends up back where it is. Then we see Tag, the reception guy, or the answer guy, so to speak, who kind of dives deep into the aspect of what's going on with this toaster, what it is. And evidently this toaster kind of has a connection because it was, made back in the 1920s, where the creator kind of used it as a way to kind of predict things, kind of how Luke put it, a Toastradamus, which was an interesting way to put things. And things happen going on, and we see that one of the creator's workers took the toast and took it into the home. Now the home is where this new couple is at. We then go back to Luke's story, where Luke goes to the home and sees the dead mother and just talks to her. And the practical effects is very, very simple. It's just white makeup, red lipstick on the older actress that's playing the dead mother, but it's done in a unique way, and it's really, really good. But this entity, this spirit, very, very strong, very, very powerful, and Luke has to figure out what to do. Luke then gets a call from Susan, and now the two stories kind of intertwine a little bit. Luke goes to the home where Susan is with the toaster. Luke takes it outside, kind of, has that feeling premonition, and the dead scientist, the creator of the toaster, comes out and talks to Luke and takes the toaster with him back into the afterlife. That was a kind of a fun little comedic moment with the secondary story. But then we go into the aspect of before Susan got the toaster back, we saw Tag have it next to him, and a toaster popped up, and we saw something on it, an image. It was of Tyler McNeil. And we see Susan's story where she goes and meets Crash at a bar, the firefighter that she met in the previous episode, which is really interesting. It's like, what is really happening? What is going on? And then Luke, Augie, and Lomax go back to the house. They help the couple kind of get rid of the spirit mother. And it's a nice mix of Ghostbusters meets Aliens, because the daughter's like, "Get away from me, you bitch," which was just interesting and fun. Whoever wrote this really, really had a great time writing this episode. And the daughter gives birth to a little girl, and they kind of put the spirit of the mother in like a music box, and then it's like a Ghostbusters trap, and she throws it down a well. So it's really, really interesting. And then we see Susan go meet with Tag, and it's like, wow, okay, this is really interesting. What's going on? What's happening? And Susan gives Tag his very own business cards, which is fun. And then when Tag sits down after Susan leaves, the toaster on the back of it, we didn't see it until now, it says Susan Ireland, R.I.P. So it's like, what? But then before, we saw in one of the few scenes before this, maybe around in the beginning of this episode, we saw Tyler speaking with Luke Roman, and Luke was like, I'm not going to go through with this deal. Susan really talked me through it. I don't feel like doing it. And Tyler was like, maybe we should see what happens with Susan. So as Susan is walking in the underground parking garage, you see Tyler zipping through and almost hitting Susan. But Tag makes the save, and in a sad turn of events, yes, of course, if you know what happens to a character when you just get used to them and introduce them, the writer of the TV show gets rid of them. And it's like, wow, okay, that's really, really interesting. If you haven't seen this show, it's already on season 3. I advise you to check Surreal Estate out. It's fun, it's comedic, it's weird, it's interesting. If you love the supernatural, if you love paranormal, this is a show for you. Very, very easy to follow show. Very, very easy to follow episodes and understand with everything going on and what's happening. It's really, really, really done well, and I enjoy it. I've been a fan of it since the first season. I love Tim Rosen and Sarah Levy because I remember them from Schitt's Creek, and they were just hilarious on that. And now seeing them in their own show, like Surreal Estate, is really, really fun. As I stated, if you haven't seen Surreal Estate, please check it out. You can check it out on Sci-Fi or wherever you watch your streaming shows. I believe it is a Canadian show, so it might be on certain streaming channels or services. I don't know which ones as of yet. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about Season 3, Episode 7 of Surreal Estate. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story, the progression? What do you think is going to happen? And what was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? And do you find the show more paranormal, comedic, or is it just the perfect mix of both? Let me know in the comment section about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my Season 3, Episode 8 review of Surreal Estate.